Hey there, welcome to Something About Tabletop. Today we're going to be starting a series that this channel is going to be following. It's kind of like a group of one-shots, going to be following contingent campaign, but every single session will probably have different people. So today we will have three people this today. We were meant to have more, but a lot of people didn't show up. But nonetheless, we'll be starting with Chepe to introduce himself and his character. All right, Chepe, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Chip Lepepe, Channel Fontrodden. I'm playing a character called Tharsis. He goes by several handles, including his fake name, Iceland Rutherford. He is an adept that can change shape. He's an extremist who likes to burn down brothels in his spare time. That's actually what he does runs to basically support his need for explosives and serial larceny. Um, he's a social face adept.
All right, sweet. And Mike.
Hi, I'm going to be playing a hacker today. He doesn't like to give out a name, so he uses fake name, Eli. Online, he's known as Elick, just because it's a little bit harder for people to know somebody that doesn't exist. And yeah, he he's just a hacker who doesn't like to kill people, so he tries to jam their guns if he can.
Yep, sure. Alrighty, and Josh.
Today I will be playing Kuro. Hello, I'm Josh from the Smoking RP Gamer. Tonight I will be playing Kuro, a character who has been physically, surgically altered to look like a giant humanoid cat, complete with a tail, and it should be pretty fun to play. So,
Alright. So you're playing the ultimate furry?
yeah, the ultimate furry.
Alright, cool. Alrighty, so pretty much how this is going down, you guys have received a tip from your fixer saying that some high-level Johnson needs some people for a simple protection run. Catches that it's overseas, and it's going to be in a feral country in Africa, an island known as Lagos. Now, obviously, your characters have accepted at this point. If they haven't, I'm not sure how I'm going to be able to run this. So, assuming that you have accepted, you guys are going to be heading down to a place called Club 66. It's a meetup place that is basically made just for private meetups. When heading into this building, basically no bugs, no nothing. Private rooms, you basically have to pay for them. They're incredibly expensive, but you guys don't have to pay for it. That's being covered by the Johnson. And pretty much nothing can hear you when you're in there. It's without a doubt. But that can be a bit disconcerting for anyone that's a mage, technomancer, or anything like that, because you're locked out from the rest of the world. The walls are lined in a way that, with mana barriers, and inside is absolutely bug-free, and you can't even get a signal even if you wanted to. Anyway, so at this point, I'm assuming you guys are going to head on into Club 66, which is around in downtown. A ominous door, doesn't even have a sign or anything like that. Looks like it's connected to another building, leading down into a staircase, into a swanky, very classical-looking bar, hardwood, varnished, all that kind of stuff. This is a very nice place. If you've come in without looking that great, you definitely get some noses turned up on you. But if you guys want, you can describe how you enter. When you do, you'll be greeted by a waitress, which will basically sit you and tell you to wait for the Johnson. So if you guys want to describe your entry, you sure can. If you don't want to, just say pass. All right, Chepe.
Hamdu's walking past, I'm guessing a greeter at this point. I'm being led into the pub room. Okay, and as he walks by, he ties his hair up a little bit more ferociously, putting a single headband over it. He does face sculpt a bit, putting his hand over his face as he walks, and there's a few ridges making his face look a little bit more chiseled and muscular, giving it a more masculine overtone. It was a little bit hard to tell at first because of the suit that he puts on right now. It could have easily been mistaken for a blouse or just a normal men's shirt, because you can see where the buttons were under it. That's poofing out. Um, the elf ears are very apparent, and his skin is a slight gray as of right now. Walks slowly, and as he's entering the room, he's probably thinking very hard about what's going on. His eyes are probably shifting back and forth, and he's not really looking in front of him. More like he's contemplating something, like he's drawing pictures in his mind.
Alright, sweet. And Mike?
Yeah, no, I'm just going to go in wearing a white t-shirt, head down, kind of nervous. Just ask where I'm supposed to be seated. And,
Yeah, you get seated into a main bar area that has several different, I guess, casual booths laid around. The room itself isn't very large at all. This is obviously some kind of sitting and waiting room, but nonetheless, you get asked if you need any drinks or anything like that, and they say that it'd be covered by the person hiring your room as well.
I just shake my head and say, "No, I'm just here for a bit."
All right.
Thank you, sir.
And Josh.
Kuro will walk in, and as he walks in, the ears on the top of his head, which are functioning, actually begin to swivel and twitch as he hears all the different sounds coming from around the room. Yeah, his amber-colored eyes will actually look around, and they do look like cat's eyes. As he kind of licks his lips and his whiskers twitch a little bit, because everything functions.
Yeah.
And finally, he'll walk into the room and up to the table where he's supposed to go and look at the other two gathered, giving them a wry, evil-looking smile because he looks like a cat, and all cat smiles are evil.
Yeah. You definitely get some strange looks from waitress, but she tries to keep herself professional as she's serving you, as she asks whether or not you'd like a drink.
He kind of smiles up at her, looks at her. Milk.
And she kind of looks kind of stunned. Like she was thinking as that kind of joke and goes, okay, he actually wants milk. I guess I'll go get some milk. And she goes off. Eventually, after about 10 minutes or so, whether or not you become acclimated with each other, you guys are pretty much the only ones here. You do see a few people enter and quickly enter off into the main hallway where you can see all these rooms. Eventually, the waitress comes over and says, the Johnson will be willing to see you at the moment, and then she takes you down maybe to the 5th door. There's door number 5 on it, and takes you inside. Upon opening and closing the door, you can hear like a from a suction, definitely showing that these rooms are 100% airtight. Because there's something you notice that like the background noise was pretty much only what you heard in the sitting room. You couldn't hear anything else, and it was actually kind of weird because that's not really something you used to. You're used to hearing more sounds, but you didn't hear that. So you enter inside of this room. It's rather dark and dim at this point. You can see like a TRID projection at the moment, and standing near it, slightly illuminated, is a beautiful young elven woman wearing a smart business blast type thing. She has long brown wavy hair, and she looks incredibly professional, wearing smart glasses, and she just asks you guys to all sit down at the seats that have been supplied for you. She asks if everyone is fine, no one needs anything else to drink or anything like that before we get started.
Just gonna shake my head.
Tharsis will kind of gesture his hand a bit up, and his face is looking a lot more masculine than usual. He ruffles up his sleeves a bit. Take a muscat mule if you have one.
Yeah, sure. She gets you one. Anyway, at this point, when everyone's settled, she says, well, the job is simple, as she kind of leans down seriously. It's, we're going to be transporting this object. Flashing onto the TRID projection, you see a beautiful, sparkling vase. It looks exquisite. you know, gemstones, artwork. It looks amazing. We're going to be transporting this to a location on the island of Lagos off of Africa. Now, this is where it gets a little bit more difficult. Lagos is a feral country. Doesn't have any government, doesn't have any corporations. It's completely ran by a warlord named, shit, I should have this up already, Duster. And he's a collector of these things. My client wants to make sure that he can sell this to the warlord. Simple as that. But we need to transport it across the island to his side. We'll be touching down in an airport on the other side of the island, and then we'll be finding accommodation, and then in the morning we'll be moving off and taking it there. We'll have some guides, we'll have jeeps, etc. And once bringing it there, we'll take it back, and then we're out of there. Simple as that. At least I wish it was that. We have some tips that a terrorist organization known as the Mystic Knights has been on the island as of late. They're a magical terrorist organization that wants to make sure artifacts don't get in the wrong hands. The thing is that one of those artifacts, my employer knows that they're after it. So, we're going to be targeted. I don't know where, I don't know when.
So you're telling me that we are supposed to just be on guard duty?
You're on guard duty, yes. But also we're going to be dealing with the local customs. The thing is, it's very dangerous there. Different types of gangs and stuff like that are going to get in our way. So a little bit more muscle power, a silver tongue, as she points towards you, are going to be needed.
So you're wanting some hitters to help guard this thing. That kind of makes sense. And as he says this, his fur-covered hand, which is holding the top of his glass of milk by the top, moves it down, and his tail actually wraps around. Comes out from beside his leg, wraps around the glass, and he actually lets it go, and the tail holds it. With that, he reaches into his jacket, takes out a cigarette, puts it to his lips, and lights it. Sounds simple enough.
Are we being allotted any information on this artifact?
This artifact? No, no information. You won't be touching it. It'll be kept in a safe, sealed lockbox. That's not something you need to know. Other than that, you're going to be risking your lives for it. That's what you need to know. Well, you're going to be risking your lives for your payment, at least. This is going to be 15 grand. Each.
How long is the trip?
Trip itself shouldn't take more than a week.
Does it not seem a bit small to you, turning to Kodo, for traveling all the way to a feral country?
Seems a little bit small considering the stairs and the idiots who aren't used to seeing people like myself that I'm going to have to deal with.
That is where I come in. I suppose that is why you brought me here, yes?
Well, through my connections I was told that you three will be ample enough for the job.
I would like to try to make a seduction roll.
To do what?
To see if I can get her to loosen up, see if we can negotiate a price, if at all possible during that.
Okay, so you're just going to start flirting with her?
Yep.
Sure, go ahead. Also, she says, just like kind of before or after the seduction roll, she says, I will be accompanying you on this as well. While I'm proficient with some firearms use, I'm going to be trying to stay out of any fight unless it's 100% necessary. It'd be my job on overwatching the Vegas.
3 hits, 4 ones.
Yeah, she's not picking up what you're putting down, basically. Obviously not kind of getting what's going on with your character and what exactly sexuality your person is. She doesn't really try to pick up what you're putting down. You think it's just because of that. But otherwise, she seems to be like a professional, like business type person anyway. So when she's on a job, she's a professional woman. She's, she seems to be high up for a reason. So she's not picking up what you're putting down, I'm afraid.
It's fine. At the remark of avoiding combat at all possible.
For herself.
Oh.
You guys.
I would prefer to be that as well.
Well, from what I hear, a good Shadowrun is where you don't have to get your gun out.
No, I'm not sure if you're familiar with my last run, but well, gun shouldn't be necessary.
Very well. The thing is the people here deal with brute force on a regular basis, so we may have to use it.
Or better not to resort to that.
Anyway, any other questions?
So the whole will just transporting you to customs at this point, correct?
Well, we'll be going by our own little private aeroplane. It's not exactly fancy, but it'll be good enough. We won't be able to transport any vehicles, but any person-sized cargo should be fine if you have any drones. Other than that, we can transport any weapons. That is completely fine. Explosives, though, let's not go too overboard. Last time we did something like this, someone tried to take a crate filled with grenades. Take what you need, not what you have.
How about just basic commercial explosives?
She says depends on how much. I'm assuming it's nothing over 15 kilograms.
No.
Be fine.
Perfect then. I thought I was going to have to make a negotiation roll there for a second. No, that should be fine.
Hopefully we
seems
won't
standard to me. Yes. I'm more of a minimalist anyway.
Yeah. Basically, as she kind of says once again, just to reiterate, your jobs is to make sure the Mystic Knights don't get to us. If need be, you might have to do some counterattacks upon them. Keep your eyes out, keep your ears out. Make sure you can identify who you might think are the Mystic Knights. They are magical. They will have magic at their disposal. They're deadly.
Is our route planned ahead of time, or are we subject to change en route?
Well, we can change en route if need be. We'll be traveling by jeep via the main road, but we can easily change that and do some bushwhacking if necessary. There is no way that we can commute by air if anyone has any ideas. It's just not happening. No airstrips or helicopter pads or anything like that.
No.
All right. Considering it's a feral country, I'm assuming sex workers would be transporting a few people out from this country at some point.
Oh God!
Because it would be easy to gather subjects there.
I mean, if your character wants, you could definitely look into whether or not there's sex trade there. You can pretty much assume it's going to be pretty bad.
Yeah, I figured as much, but it's more for gathering information. I want to use my contact in the sex worker.
Okay, yeah. What's the connection?
The connection is... Let me double look here.
Because how much do
the connection is 2. I also have a fixer, but an arms dealer. I don't think the arms dealer would give me much information about arms being transported to that country, and since our enemy's magical, I don't think I would be focused on that. But a connection's 2, loyalties 2.
Yeah.
No? Okay.
I mean, if they're just a lowly sex worker, probably not. They would not know anything. If you really want to find if there is a sex trade there or like what's going on there, a data search check on Lagos will be needed. But you guys are in a place that is a dead zone at the moment. But pretty much at this point, she's done. She'll give you guys contact information, and in 3 days, you guys are going to be basically flying off, heading to a private airport. Don't worry, you guys don't have to deal with customs. You guys are going to be getting out illegally, and then flying out.
All right.
All right. So, is there any preliminary stuff you guys want to do in terms of stuff? Karens, did you want to do yourself a data search check on Lagos just to see what you?
Yeah, no, I'm going to do a data search check, and I want to also try to figure out like large activities that's been happening. Like,
all right, so that's going to be a computer plus intuition check. Whether or not you're hot sim, whether or not you have like shit like analytics, depends if you get bonuses though. I don't know if you do.
It's going to be a computer plus intuition?
Yes.
5 plus 14. And then I can hot sim. Because why not? Hot simming is always fun. 4 hits.
All right, with 4 hits searching up about Lagos, you find out quite, a fair bit. This warlord seems to have definitely made a duster. Has definitely made a name for himself. He's a ruthless warlord and avid collector. And actually, this roughly annually, sometimes more, he holds large, like antique sales of the stuff that he collects, and collecting and buying and stuff, all between rich folk, even able to hook in like corporate folk to come to Lagos. He actually lives in a beautiful mansion on this blight of an island. It's pretty much the only thing that's civilized. Well, I guess, basically Lagos is feral in the fact that there's no government or anything. The place isn't like no buildings and shit like that. There's a town, but it's pretty much run down, just so you get a feel for it. Anyway, basically, yeah, Duster holds these antique type, artifact sales and stuff like that every single year, and it's actually coming up very soon, pretty much the day after you touch down. So obviously, you guys are bringing that in for that reason. Other than that, the man has multiple gangs / tribes on his side, and pretty much the entire island is paid off by him, but he doesn't necessarily control them directly, so they can act by themselves.
So is he who we're delivering to, or is it some?
Yes, you guys are delivering to him.
Can I also check for any activity from the Mystic Knights on the island?
No. Make a data search check on them, though, to see what you know about them.
Yeah. 7 hits.
Alright, with 7 hits, the Mystic Knights are quite a strange and enigmatic group. There isn't actually much on them. From what you can see, actually a lot of it's being deleted, as if someone is overwatching them. The group itself is being erased in a way. But what you can see is that there's a lot of magical terrorist groups involved when a lot of expensive magical artifacts, foci, or other strange oddities have gone missing from museums, gang warlords, even corporate buildings. And it's happened across the world. But actually specific Mystic Knights, not much at all. Pretty much nothing. Everything's been erased and deleted.
Okay. Can I try to do a backwards way of asking people that know me on games and stuff what they know of the Mystic Knights, because they might have seen the information when it popped up originally. So hackers and stuff that would know of me.
Pretty much no.
No, nothing.
No, nothing. The thing is like, oh yeah, I've heard of them. All gets erased. I've barely ever seen anything of it.
So
I know that
everything's
they've
coming
worked a
down
bunch
as
of
it goes up.
places. The thing is that it's basically you've kind of already pinned down with your 7 hits that all of these museums and stuff shit going missing is them. They basically actually saw that stuff go up. So it's stuff that you've already worked out. It's useless to you.
Yeah, no, I'm just seeing if they had anything else that
No.
they would have seen.
All you can tell about them is they seem to be a magical terrorist. Well, whether or not they're actually a terrorist group, they get pinned as a terrorist group for some reason. Just,
Okay.
Villainize them. They just seem to steal magical artifacts. For what reason? No one knows.
All right.
Alright. Okie dokie. So, at this point, are we ready to fast forward to you guys traveling on the plane? Is everyone all good?
Yep. I'll just.
Yep. I would have dressed.
Sorry, go ahead.
I would have dressed. I would have taken the time to at least try to get some more local clothes. If I can ship them out on a store and order them online to ship them out in a day, or if I could find them in the city that we're at.
Yeah, you could probably find at least stuff you could use. I mean, you could try to age them if you wanted as well, if you really wanted to blend in. I mean, it wouldn't be difficult. If you want to make an appropriate disguise, that would be a disguise check. And because of your facial sculpting, and I'm going to say because of your melanin control, if you want to disguise yourself as a local, did you want to do that before you,
Yes.
like when you touch down? You want to, yep.
Yeah, I want to do that before we even touch down, so that way I look that way when we get there, on
Yeah,
our way
sure.
there.
So facial sculpt rating 4, so that's +4. So you'll be getting a disguise check. Cosmetic
16
plus
with my-
6, so that's 22 dice.
All right.
Because that's what your character's good at.
Yes, and he's putting on everything, and he's increasing his boob size. He's going to masquerade as Iceland again, effectively, looking like one of the locals, but
Yeah, so he's going to be black, as it were.
yes, he's going to be black. 8 hits.
Jesus Christ. When you guys meet up on the helipad, you see, I guess, Chepe, describe yourself.
So it have a little bit more of a traditional African garb to it, except it'll have a more modern appeal because I'm assuming there's some more urban areas, so there's still some Western influences on it. Right, of Lagos?
Yeah.
Off the island. So it looks like some of the things, it'll have a short women's skirt. Boobs are small, but they're very apparent. Iceland looks completely different, doesn't have any of the muscular tone to the facial sculpt. Very easy, smooth face. The lips are a little bit more pronounced, and the brow is a little bit more forward. And she looks like a she now. Her hair is still a little bit light, but it's still dark. It's darker. It's definitely black looking at this point. Has it tied up in the normal way, and her voice fairly soft, is much softer than it was when you first saw her. You can tell it still is her because her eyes are still the same. They're rather unusual.
They definitely had to take a double take, though. That's for sure. So, what I said helipad before, I meant airport. So you guys head out and you see your aeroplane, as it were. It's not fantastic, but it's going to have to do. It looks fairly old. It's definitely not a modern one, that's for sure. You can see a perky, happy-looking African man waving off at you guys. As you guys kind of arrive, beside him is the Johnson.
I give him a long hug.
Yep. At this point, she also comes in, shakes her hands, and then the pilot makes sure that everyone's got their stuff on the aircraft all well and good. The Johnson then says, "From now on, call me Melanie. Whether or not that's my real name, you'll never know. But I don't really want you to be calling me Johnson all the time. Looks a bit suspicious. Alright, get on board, secure your stuff, and let's go."
Alright, thank you. Says very gently, very slightly, and just kind of sachets up the into the airplane.
Yep.
I'm going to get on the airplane, take a seat, and put goggles over, big goggles over my eyes, and just sit there with them dark tinted,
And Darby, what are you doing?
Kuro will walk into the airplane, and he's just wearing a fairly nice suit with an overcoat. Doesn't have his scarf on because it's fairly hot in this area. So he pretty much just walks in, takes a seat, and keeps his head on a swivel, mostly listening for anything that's out of the ordinary.
Alright. Well, as you guys begin to fly, you know, this plane's pretty old. When you get inside, you can see some rust and stuff around, and this is kind of the plane where the cargo bay is pretty much, you know, the passengers as well. The seats look like they've just kind of been, you know, stuck in post. As you guys are kind of flying, there's this constant rattling in the background that you know, it's a little bit concerning, and just, yeah, this plane isn't super sound, but I mean, you know, going to a feral African island, you're not exactly going to be riding first class. All right. So your flight itself takes a appropriate amount of time that a flight would take from Seattle to Africa. I don't know it, but that'll do. You guys eventually touch down on the island itself. You guys, let's say you're arriving roughly maybe at 3, 4 o'clock. As you guys touch down, hitting down on the runways, you guys can kind of see it in the distance as you start to fly down around to it. The actual tarmac itself looks cracked. The actual main airport building looks demolished, and another separate, large set of tents. This seems to be the de facto airport is being used at the moment. Fences are completely around the airport itself, and you can even see some guard towers and stuff. Not too far from the airport that you guys can see from your bird's eye view, anyone looking out the window, you can see the main city, which seems to be a mix of post-apocalyptic slash market bazaar. As you can see, just buildings half destroyed, and you can even see people still living in them, you know, little dots down on the ground. Large market bazaars, heaps of tents, a lot of people moving around, quite surprising. Other than that, after hitting the city, it stretches out into a large jungle. The island itself is pretty big. Whether or not you assumed it was small was one thing. But yeah, you guys get into the line after some quick radio chatter, of course, in African, or the native dialect. Obviously, there's multiple dialects. You guys can't understand that. Oh, also, just so you guys know, you guys were given all kinds of shots and things like that before you came as well, you know, because malaria and things like that. Not fun. But yeah, you guys touch down on the tarmac. It's very bumpy, and because of the massive cracks in the tarmac and stuff like that, you hear some skidding, and the rattling in the plane itself gets louder and louder and louder. Your stuff in the back starts bumping around violently. And then after a little bit of a skid and almost a slide out of the plane, you guys have landed. You can see Melanie looks quite tense as she's gripping hard to her chair. Once it's stopped, the happy face of the African turns around and says, "We are here," in a quite broken English, as he gets up and, you know, starts unloading the plane. All right, what do you guys do?
Kuro, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Kuro will basically just get up, grab his duffel bag with all his weapons, and begin to move out of the plane.
Sure. You're the same, Jeppe?
Yeah, first I make sure to put on white gloves, my shock gloves, as well.
Mike? Oh, sorry, Jeppe, continue. Continue, sorry.
I was going to ask the hacker if he needed help with his equipment.
I quite literally just put a jacket over my arm, and I slip my AR gloves on and just start walking out.
Sure. So you guys are right now unloading around the back. Melanie at the moment is still inside of the plane itself. Your pilot is helping you unload. As you guys are standing there, I want you guys make a perception check, I guess. Let's make a visual or hearing is fine.
No taste?
No, but I can tell you right now, this the air in Lagos doesn't taste very nice.
Okay, I got 3 hits.
Sure.
6 hits.
Yep.
Four hits.
Darby?
Sorry.
Sure.
4 hits on sound, hearing.
Alright. Your ears twitch, Josh, and pretty much everyone else sees this. It's not exactly stealthy. Roughly about just down the tarmac, you can hear the bumping of tires and the roaring of engines. Like anyone that knows cars and stuff like that, whether or not your characters do, it's definitely like an old diesel. You know, you can definitely hear that. Turning around, you can see 3 Jeeps. Each of them seem to be have 4 men in it, 3 or 4 men in it. They're roughly about 100 meters away, and they're kind of driving up to your position at this point. They don't seem to be driving in a way that they're going to run you over. They're driving over, and they eventually basically pull over. You can see basically in each Jeep there's about 3 men. They're all big burly African men wearing like armored vests. Some of them are orcs. One of them is even a troll. The rest are humans. As they kind of get out, seeing you guys all chattering away in their language very quickly, pointing and stuff like that, you can also see they're quite heavily armed, having AK-97s slung down their backs and they're moving to the front. What do you guys do?
Is anything on them wireless?
Checking it out, you're not entirely sure. You need to make a matrix perception check.
Okay, I'll do that.
While he's doing that,
matrix perception. Sorry.
Yes.
How do I do that?
Matrix perception. It is a intuition plus computer skill.
Are they acting aggressive?
No, right now they're getting out of their vehicles. They're roughly about 10 meters away from you guys.
5 hits on matrix perception.
Pinging off with a quick matrix perception, you can see each of them, well, not all of them, but there are some comlinks in the area. You think that some of them are on them. Other than that, their vehicles are completely normal. No, they're not smart linked. Okay, so Chepe, did you want to do something there?
Yes, I'd like to do something just as a precaution, because we're expecting infiltration magic, and I'm pretty used to seeing that. So, as I walk up to them, I'd like to basically adjust my etiquette slightly, because I'm very skilled and I try to become familiar with the etiquette of the island, at least with as much of the local culture as possible. And since they're men, and men treat women differently, I'm going to do the typical greeting that a woman might do, approach them even in modern times, but then I'll slightly adjust it to make it a bit off-putting, maybe putting my hand somewhere I shouldn't, or maybe being a little bit too close. And then I'd like to observe each one of them, greet them, properly each time with that slight adjustment, and see if any of them actually have a slight reaction, because it should be fairly noticeable. So it's basically doing most of the right things with one thing that would be off-settling to someone of the local culture. See if anyone reacts differently. That would be an etiquette roll. That is what I'm doing.
Yeah, but you're on purposely failing.
Partially.
Yeah,
I'm doing it.
I guess roll it. I guess roll it.
Okay. 6 hits.
Alright, with 6 hits you do this, and just quickly noticing, I mean, as soon as you kind of walk up to them, immediately a few of them, pull up their AK-97s and tell you to get back, and you can definitely tell them that some of them are like a little bit annoyed that you even walk up to them. They're all shouting at you in their own dialect, and the pilot kind of comes down off of the plane and basically, just kind of like, just going, like, talking back to them. And then he looks to you guys and just says, they want payment, taxed. Come to country, pay. You need to pay.
Need to pay. And I'm guessing our Johnson isn't doing that right now.
No, the Johnson right now is currently taking calls and stuff, but she's having difficulty with signal inside of the plane. She doesn't seem overly aware of the situation. Like, she's just in the plane right now. Someone will have to go and get her. The pilot can do that if need be, if you just tell him to.
Yeah, I'll tell the pilot to go get what's her name, go get the girl. But as he does this, Kuro is dropping the bag at the ground, and he's taking off the overcoat. He kneels down, unzips the bag, so he's just in his, like,
Yeah,
shirt,
as soon as you start doing that, 4 of them start pointing the AK-97, screaming loudly, pulling you, no, like, shouting shit at you as soon as you start trying to do that shit. They're, like, pointing their guns, like, move kind of thing, don't, like, and getting really aggressive.
Kind of looking.
I'm waiting for the Johnson to get back.
Character.
Do you stop opening the duffel bag?
Yeah, he'll stop unzipping it.
Yeah. They tell you to move away from it as well, by the looks of it, as they're kind of pointing their guns, like, move. Alright. Eventually she comes out, and you can see her, like, definitely concerned, telling the pilot, just ask them how much they want. Pilot says that, and then the men, shout back some stuff. It's one particular guy shouting the actual orders, says how much, and she just says that, the pilot says it, and she's like, fuck. You hear from the pilot it's about 5,000. She's like, fucking hell. Not happy about it.
Turn to the hacker, but and I gesture, trying to whisper over. What did you say the leader of Silent was?
The leader of pardon?
You researched about this place before we came here. You've been stuck to your equipment ever since, so you know something, right?
Oh yeah, no.
Duster. Also, you guys were given that information at the start. Duster, the warlord, is who you're transporting the base.
Yeah.
Alright. So, I will basically like to do a con, and I'll tell them that they don't want to be the ones to piss off Duster. Tell them that I am personal delivery for him. Gesturing out of...
Sure. He kind of relays, make yourself a contract. Con fast dog, not seduction, sorry.
Yeah, 5 hits, 3 ones.
Yep. You kind of say that, and then he relays it. And you can kind of, see the main man, he's human by the way, kind of stop. And he kind of, shouts back in the dialect, and then the pilot says, "You're for Duster, are you? Are you a woman for Duster?" That's basically what he said. Just kind of confirming it with you, Chepe.
Yes.
The men kind of look at each other really, really confused. And then they scratch their heads. And then you can hear some banter between each other. And then they just kind of shrug. Pull down their weapons.
I tell...
one of them just says, the main guy just basically says sorry. And yeah, he just says sorry and just asks if you guys need any help getting to Duster.
I guess I'll have to use... Can I use my leadership? Because one of my specializations is direct fire as well. So I would like to tell them, since I have some military leadership ability, and perhaps this will prove my con even more, I'll tell them that I'm a distant relative of Duster, and that's why I've been unable to speak the dialect, and I've come to visit him, and I'm here for him personally. And it would be most gracious and probably in their own best interests, considering how warlords work, if they would protect their family, particularly taking us the most direct route possible to him. Leading, at least advancing in front, because it would be advantageous to have them in the fire's way in case anyone tries to raid it.
Uh-huh.
Why he is talking to them, are they distracted?
Well, they're kind of looking around. They're definitely keeping an eye on you guys, but they don't have guns pointed at you anymore.
Okay, so they would notice if I went back towards my duffel bag.
I mean, they don't seem to care as much, because they think that you guys are on the same side, which I guess you guys kind of are in a way.
Okay, he's actually going to finish unzipping his duffel bag, take out the submachine gun strap, put the strap over his shoulder and move it around to the small of his back, pick his jacket back up, put that back on. Then he's going to take out his assault rifle.
All right. So, yeah, pretty much for some banter between all the, between their dialect, all the different, the Dusters, men, the gang. The pilot's trying to translate it always. He's just trying to, they're having their own conversation, but he's kind of peering over your ear and just kind of saying what they're roughly saying. He's saying, it's a bit, it's a bit weird. Who are these people taking him? Why didn't they have people come here already? Maybe it was short notice, and they're trying to work it out. But eventually they kind of pull away.
Do I have...
Yeah, sorry, Karens?
Do I have access to... can I try to get on the net from here?
Yeah, but you'll have a noise modifier of -5.
Okay,
Net is a piece of shit here.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm just basically trying to figure out the number for his household, if that's available.
No, not even remotely possible.
No?
No. You don't have any leads or any way to get there. You have no idea. Unless you can find someone who has the contact details of Duster. Yeah. And that's if it's used comlinks.
I'd be trying to get just the household that we're going, the area we're going to. So
you guys know where you're going to. You're going to the mansion where Duster lives, which is on the other side of the island.
Figuring out more about that would be hard. Yeah.
And I asked them questions like, "Aren't you supposed to be the transport he sent for me?"
Yeah, you can definitely see some confusion, and pilot kind of says this, and then eventually go, okay. When do you want to leave to the island to get to Duster? If we leave now, we'll get there quite late. You can see Melanie kind of go up to you and say, we were meant to be leaving in the morning.
Then
But
let's
if
leave
need
now.
be, we can leave now. The meeting was originally meant for tomorrow, but if we can use these people to go now, I'd prefer to do that.
I would do that.
Alright, cool. All's well and good. The main dude that was kind of asserting himself leader walks up to you to kind of, treats you with more respect because he thinks you're like nobility or something, basically. And basically asks if you'd like to come sit up front with him in his jeep.
If it's proper etiquette, then I would. If not, then I would let everyone else be. I would stick with the group.
Yeah,
I would ask them that I would at least have my personal guard turning to the cat person with me.
Yeah. The pilot kind of redirects this. Alright. Once this is all said and done, Melanie talks to the pilot some more, and basically you can hear she's just asking basically where they can get some, she's pretty much some linguisofts and stuff that they can use. And he just says there should be some in the market. He knows that there's a cheap electronics store and stuff there. And she just asked the pilot to tell the men that they need to go to the market for a bit. So that you guys can fucking know the language. If you guys have a comlink and headphones and stuff, when you get a linguisoft, you'll be able to basically know, basically someone speaks, it picks it up, it redirects it into your ears as the language that you understand. And yeah, which is going to be handy for you guys. You can make a comlink speak for you as well. which is good. So you guys are going to have to do that now, unless of course anyone objects to that. I don't think you guys do you?
I do. I'll purchase one.
Yeah,
I'll even negotiate for a price if I need to.
Oh yeah, definitely. All right, so you guys head onto the jeeps with the warlord's men, and you start driving off the airport. You guys get basically wavered through any checkpoints that there would be. These guys definitely look like they're running the place, or at least they're the main guards. Also, they also start talking. The pilot's basically sticking with you guys at this point, just so he can translate for a bit. Sorry.
Is it possible for me to check for any incoming or outgoing signals?
No. What exactly are you looking for?
Just any activity in the local area, like comm links and stuff. So
Well, that'd be a
active.
perception check. But at the moment, let's just stick to what's happening. So yeah, basically, there's some more banter between the pilot and the men, and eventually they say basically they don't use cred sticks here. They use money, cash, like because they're basically asking, do they have cash? Do they have cash? And that immediately is jarring to your characters. Actually using cash is a thing of the past. But they do have a what the fuck is it called? The money changeover. Jesus Christ, I forgot. But yeah, they have that here. So you guys need to transfer some money over. It is up to you how much you want to turn into Lagos money. But please tell me how much you are. Melanie is definitely going to be doing it.
I'll turn a couple hundred into Lagos money.
So 200 Lagos money, which is probably something like 750 Lagos money, but that's irrelevant. The cash, add the cash exchange. So yeah, Melanie transfers like 10,000 into Lagos money. What are you guys going to transfer, if anything?
300.
300? Done.
2,000.
Karen's? Done. Alright, sweet. Okay, so once that's all well and good, you guys leave the airport area and you head out into the streets. As soon as you do, a wash of sweat, dust, and some other strange, horrible scent hits your nostrils. Your ears perk up, especially Mr. Catman, as you hear all the sounds of the streets. Lots of people talking and all kinds of different, like, you can actually hear it's different dialects as well. And, you know, it isn't just African people here. There seems to be many other people as well. When you guys were moving through the airport, you actually saw a bunch of people that definitely looked on the richer side. Definitely cementing the fact that this antique auction thing is definitely going down. A lot of guards and stuff like that. And they were also being fleeced by the gang, the corrupt gang, which you guys managed to get on your side, so good job for that. So you guys head into the market bazaar itself. They seem to have everything here, like all kinds of crazy shit. A lot of it seems to be subpar quality, but there seems to be all kinds of people here. Just like witch doctory type stuff, food, and just so much stuff. The smells, the sounds. It's definitely overwhelming. Anyone that's not used to open crowds is right now having a fucking hyperventilating right now.
And trying to hide their face.
Yeah. So you guys get taken to by the pilot and the rest of the Dusters men to a tent, because basically all this area is tents in this town. It seems to be this, like, there used to be buildings here, but they've just been leveled. And this massive open area, huge, kilometers long, filled with tents. You get taken to one that seems to be just a whole bunch of tech all around the place, fucking secondhand comm links and all kinds of cheapy knockoff brands absolutely everywhere. And quite surprisingly, a white elven man is at the helm of this booth, as it were. as soon as he sees you guys, he just basically initially starts talking to you in the normal dialect, and he hears you guys kind of translating with the pilot and quickly says, "I speak English." So hopefully that's going to be good for you. Now, I'm assuming you're here for some Languasofts then, if you're here then.
Of course.
Unless you need a new comlink, as he points towards his many crappy knockoffs.
No, thank you. Simply some language translators would be excellent.
Depends how good you want them. I got some low quality ones, I got some high quality ones. High quality ones are 500, low quality ones are 100. They step up in hundreds. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500.
I think we need one high quality one, and well, I'm going to need a high quality one.
Yeah, she says we're going to have one each. I don't want to have to deal with any more of this translation, as she slams down one for 500.
How about instead we give you 4 for 1,000? Not for 1,000. But yeah. How about a bundle? You'll get more money overall.
Yep. Make yourself a negotiation bargaining check if you have bargaining specialization.
I do not have a bargaining specialization. I do have negotiation though.
Yeah, go ahead.
Alright. 3 hits.
With 3 hits, he says, "Alright, I'll do 1,500 for you all, if you want high quality ones. So 1 free. Sound good?" Alright.
Fine.
Sounds decent.
Alright, so it'd be 375, which is basically, we'll just call it like 375 new yen, but 375 worth of new yen of Lagos money. So that could be whatever.
Alright.
Melanie's paid for her quarter. Are you guys going to pay for yours?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Put down.
Done. Nice and paid. He gives you guys the chips, which download quickly into your comlinks, and you guys now have that Languasoft. So you guys are... Yep, sorry, Karens?
I'm actually going to buy a small cheap comlink from him then.
Sure. 100 million for a Metalink.
Yep. I'd buy it from him.
Mm-hmm. Alright. At this point, I'd like everyone to make some perception checks.
Alright.
Visual or hearing is fine.
Okay.
Botch.
4 hits.
1 hit, 5 ones. It's no glitch.
Oh,
4
that's a
hits
glitch.
here.
4 hits and 7 hits for Mike. So, Chepe, right now you're just like looking into this Languasoft, maybe even trying it out a bit. And basically, as soon as you put it on into your ears, because all the different people talking, basically you fucked up the settings. When you put it in initially, you made it pick up too much language, and right now your ears are being bombarded by all of this like English spurting in. So quickly you have to kind of change the settings because it hurt your ears quite a bit. But you two, on the other hand, don't have too many problems when installing it quickly. Choose the appropriate settings. You guys notice though through the corner of your eye or the corner of your ear, either way, or probably eye actually, that there seems to be actually someone watching you. At first, you saw them before, but it wasn't really, they were just walking. But they've actually stopped at a stall nearby, and their eyes were watching you for a little bit too long. The person itself is also African, but not from here. That's something you can tell. His dress is a little bit different. He's wearing like a completely white, not a suit, but that African garb type thing, but it's like almost completely white. He has almost like dreads to his hair, and it seems to be styled and pulled back. And he has like silver eyes as well. probably cyberized from what you can tell from a quick look at him.
As I catch this guy out of my peripheral vision, my ear kind of swivels almost like a satellite dish, picking up sound.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to... it's almost like I'm trying to listen to his heartbeat. But I'm more like listening to the way his feet are moving on the ground.
There is absolutely no way you could do that. He's probably 10 meters away from you in a bustling market. Sounds too much, my friend.
Oh. But
you can definitely try to hear him talk, though. That's possible. But right now, he's not. He's not really talking. He's just kind of like looking at things at one of this market stall. It seems to be filled with like scrap, like stuff you'd use for machining or something.
I'm going to try to listen for like anything he says as I begin to move towards him.
Sure. You're just like moving towards him.
In a roundabout way. I'm acting like I'm window shopping and slowly moving towards him.
So make yourself a etiquette check.
Oh, I'm not good at that.
No, you're not.
I'm great at stealth.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, you're trying to blend in. You're not trying to stealth.
Oh my god, this is going to be horrible. I got a 3. So no hits, no ones.
Okay. Basically, as soon as you start moving towards him, he immediately puts the thing down and starts moving away. But it looks casual and normal, though. But I mean, maybe it does.
The moment he does that, I just kind of go...
Okay. I'm busy trying to readjust the settings. Trying, like, holding my etiquette, looking proper.
Yeah.
I've got a Metalink plugged into earbuds.
I look over at Theris. Should I run the bastard down?
Who? What?
The guy who's following us.
There's a guy following us?
Yes.
Melanie immediately, there's a guy following us? As she was also fucking around with her settings on Microsoft.
You guys really need to learn how to use those.
Should I run the bastard down?
She says, just make sure he doesn't get near us again. If he comes near us or anyone is watching us, I don't really want to start an open fight in this market area. It could get dirty.
How
but I mean, if we have to, we have
to. Here?
Do you know his face?
No.
Describe him to our pilot and inform them to look out for that man and to shoot him on sight.
Well, your Linguasoft is up now, and you can actually talk with it using your comlink. You can put it on speaker, and basically whatever you say comes out of that as what they can understand. So you can now do that.
Okay, I'll try to use my. Take the description from Josh, from Pluto, and then I'll delegate out to each of the men describing the face and the dress of this man and how his dress differs from everyone else's, and that this man is to be captured, and if there's weapon found on him, shot on sight.
Cool. They kind of nod and say, very well.
Okay. How common is cyberware out here? Like, for people to be implanted?
From what you've seen a few cyber arms, some obvious cyber arms. You've seen a few cyber eyes and stuff. But, you know, actually relatively common, but then again, there's a lot of mercenaries around. Like, you can see a lot of violent gun-wielding types.
Oh, great. Let's just leave the market as soon as we can, guys. We don't want to be here.
I don't know either, man. Shall we be off, Melanie?
Yep. So you guys are done at this point. You guys are all getting in the jeeps. There are 3 jeeps, by the way. I need to know where each of you are at this point, as you guys are going to begin driving out of the market. So Jeep 1. Who's in Jeep? Jeep 1 definitely has Chepe in it. because he is with leader guy. Who else is going to be in Jeep 1?
I'd be in Jeep 1.
Sure, you're also in Jeep 1.
Which one is the least full Jeep?
Let's say Jeep 3.
Okay, I'm in Jeep 3. I do not want to be in a full Jeep.
And Melanie's going to be in Jeep 2. Oh, just so you guys know, I never really explained it. Melanie has a backpack on, which has the vase inside of like a full-on security lockbox type thing.
Okay.
Just so you guys know. I never actually explained it.
I'm going to plug the MetaLink to transfer it into my deck, the Actisoft, the language soft.
Oh, so you're going to plug the LanguageSoft into your deck?
Yeah.
Or are you slaving the MetaLink to your deck?
I'm slaving it and making a copy.
Sure. Done. It's not too hard. Funny thing is, this LanguageSoft doesn't have any software protection on it at all.
No.
it's already been cracked.
I could have cracked multiple of them.
Yeah, you'd have to make a cracking action otherwise. Decryption action, sorry. Okay, so sweet. So you guys all get on the Jeeps and you're driving through the streets. It's pretty slow goings because people don't really adhere to any road rules whatsoever. People just fucking walk on the streets, all on the roads and all that kind of stuff. So you guys have to kind of drive very slowly. You get some shouting from you actually understand what they're saying now, like, fucking get off the road, kind of thing, as you guys are moving slowly. Something that also is quite strange is you see like animals, beasts of burden being used, horses, donkeys, all that kind of stuff, just kind of cash, just actually like pulling cart, which is definitely weird. Other various farm animals around the place. But yeah, this place seems pretty lively. Sometimes you can hear the sounds of some gunfire rattling off in the distance, but your friends don't seem to be overly concerned. Right now, you guys are moving what seems to be a district that seems to have a lot of like apartment buildings and stuff like that. Melanie confirms with you guys if you guys are all good to get there today and not have to worry about moving in the morning. I'm assuming that's all good with you guys?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Ahead of schedule, but it's better to be early than late.
Mm-hmm. Okie dokie. So, any countermeasures or overlook countermeasures you guys are doing as you guys are traveling in the town? Just need to know them.
I'd like to keep an eye on any Matrix activity, just idly sitting in the Matrix.
Yeah, sure.
Just make sure
make a perception check. Remember, you are at a -5. Do you have any noise reduction stuff, man?
Let me double check. I believe I did put some on.
Yeah, if you have a data jack, that's one noise reduction.
Yeah, no, I did. What is it? That's not it. Data jack, it's in my head, and yes, I did.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck? 1 second, sorry.
Oh, good. Okie what about you guys? Chepe?
I'm definitely keeping my ears on a swivel. Sorry, I interrupted.
Yeah, that's all good. Yeah, you're making perception checks. That's fine. That's assumed, man. Yourself, Chepe?
I would like to use leadership.
Yeah, sure. What do you
to give all these men a bonus on looking out for people of the similar dress as the man that was watching us in the market before, and tell them to shoot them on sight. All right, make a roll.
Yeah, make yourself a roll, my friend.
Would this be leadership direct fire or command or just leadership?
It's leadership command.
Okay, so that's nice. It's 2 hits, 3 ones.
Cool, they get +2. Okay, cool. They made their check. Alrighty. Okay, and yeah, Josh, you're just looking out, just keeping your ears open.
Keeping my ears open, and as he does this, he's sitting there like taking empty mags and loading them with ammunition.
Mm-hmm.
And anyone who sees the ammunition will notice it's the bullet itself is jacketed in some kind of strange silver alloy.
Yeah. Okie dokie. Josh, you need to also make yourself a perception check, and you can do that too, Chepe. Perception, actually sight is probably best. Hearing, it's a little bit too loud around here.
I got 4 hits with my hearing. Let me do my sight.
Yeah, sight.
5 hits with sight.
Yep, and Chepe, what'd you get?
5 hits with sight. Yeah, sight.
Mike, in total, have you worked out your noise reduction? And
-3.
So, yep, you have a -2 to your matrix perception check.
Okay, so that is that many days. 4 hits.
Okay. So, looking around the place, let me just give me a check. So, as you guys are kind of moving and going around, not too much is happening. Mike, on your deck, though, you do notice, as you kind of pinging for devices and stuff like that, that you're pretty sure there's a silent device around, which you haven't actually seen yet. Using your matrix perception, you're able to zone in on the silent device, which I'm assuming you want to do, and get a better look at it.
Yeah, I'm going to also... Can I go inside?
Make another matrix perception check, please.
Okay. 5 hits.
Alright. With 5 hits, having a look at it, you can see this persona is definitely that belonging to a deck. You're not too sure on the location of the deck itself, but it's nearby. Also, you notice this deck has a couple marks on some things. And then you notice those marks are on your deck.
Alright.
There's 2.
There's 2 marks on my deck?
Yes.
If I turn it off, does that get rid of the marks?
Yes, and you can't see shit.
Yeah, I'd have... If I want to get rid of him, I have to...
You have his location, you can data spike him.
Yeah. Let's give him a friendly data spike.
Sure.
And I am going to...
I'll give you the surprise round on this one.
Yeah, and I'm going to initial edge.
Sure.
So, any negatives?
You're always getting a -2, my friend. Noise. It's laggy.
How does 11 hit sound?
Jesus Christ.
Initial edge.
Yep. Alright, what's your attack stat?
I edged it, my attack stat.
What's your attack stat?
7.
7, thank you. Okay. Sorry, man. I just wanted to know your attack. I don't care about if you initial edged. Okay. So, you spike hard on this dude, ripping in some open vulnerabilities, basically using... basically, you subbed in the information that he's trying to get from you when he's getting some marks on you secretly. You use that to punch in some powerful, violent viruses. Quickly and sharply, his icon disappears from the matrix.
And then
At
the
this
moment I'm done spiking, I just go, guys, we had someone spying on us.
As this happens, Chepe and Josh, you notice kind of him doing some twitching, and then you kind of immediately notice that there are a couple guns poking out of apartment building windows, immediately pointing at you guys. They fire. A rattling of fire hits the truck that Melanie is in, hitting her and killing her immediately, and maiming the rest of the other men. At this point, I would like everyone to roll initiative. So, Karens, were you in VR then? Were you getting a hot sim bonus?
I was cold.
Yeah, sure.
That's
I wasn't hot.
24 initiative.
24 for Josh. 18 for them.
Am I rolling Matrix because I'm still in? Or,
Were you VR?
I was yeah. Yes.
Then yeah.
So that's that plus 5.
Alright, Chepe, what'd you get for your initiative? Chepe, you there? Oh, did he? Oh shit, sorry, I didn't even see that. Alright, I've got Chepe's character, so I'm gonna roll it for him. Alright. He got a 12. Okay, Josh, you're first. So, you can see 2 riflemen, probably 3 stories up in an apartment building that you guys are passing right now. One of them has already fired an open fire on Melanie, killing her instantly. And the other guy is readying to fire on your truck.
Okay, the guy that's readying to fire, he's in an open window. I'm gonna.
Yeah, he's got some cover, but not heaps.
I'm gonna pull my Ares Alpha to my shoulder, aim up, my hand moves forward onto the grenade launcher, and I'm going to fire a high explosive grenade at the window.
Yeah, sure. Cool. Roll me a heavy weapons attack roll.
That is 5 hits.
Alright. A direct hit. Straight into the window. Score! Ding, 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 ding. Boosh! Alright, so high explosive grenades inside of a very small apartment building room. That's chunky salsa. You don't even hear a scream. Actually, the scream is from the other guy in the other room. There's silence from the others. Apart from, of course, the ear-splitting sound of a grenade going off. But immediately on the ground level... Well, I mean, all the people that are general civilians are screaming already. But yeah, the next is going to be them. Josh, I'd like you to make a dodge check with a -5, as this guy's firing a long burst at you. But he's taken some serious negatives.
Dodge check. That's not armor, so...
Yeah, that's intuition plus reaction -5.
Okay, intuition plus reaction. So that would be 10 minus 5. Okay.
Yep.
That's 3 hits on 5 dice, which is pretty good.
Pretty good. Above average. Alright. So with that volley, the 5 bullets rattle out. You dodge out of the way, ducking down, just smashing up the dashboard a bit, depending on where you were in the vehicle. Oh wait, no, you wouldn't have been at the front, you would have been back. So yeah, just fucking up the door and the stuff that's nearby you. And that's all well and good. You are fine. Next we're going to go down to Mike in a cold Matrix initiative.
Yeah. Any other
Mike,
devices?
So right now, just immediately within a 100-meter radius, you get to pretty much know what's there all the time. You actually notice that some weapons have been turned on, and one of them has recently blipped off of the Matrix, but you can definitely see a pretty obvious icon of a smart-linked weapon that you could spike if you wanted to.
Yeah, let's spike that and try to fire it.
Sure, roll it.
-2. 6 hits.
Alright, with 6 hits, with a crackle and a, what is your attack, sorry?
7.
Cool. So with a crackle and a fizzle, you can see the guy in the window kind of swearing as his gun is making some obvious sparks, as he's right now hitting it like, what the fuck is wrong with it? Alright. And then we're going to go to the rest of the guys that are now going to open fire on that area, doing covering fire. And also, by the way, Chepe, the guy that was with you, that was kind of driving, immediately dives over you and pulls you down because they're trying to protect you after all. Alright, so they open fire on that window and they do significantly well. You can actually hear the sound that it seems that there was more than one person in that second window. Maybe there was more than one person in the first window. Who knows? There was a large explosion. So yeah, after some rattling of some gunfire, they're taking some cover fire. Now, Chepe, it's your turn.
Alright, I guess I'd like to use leadership or command fire to get them to go down that direction because they're trying to protect me, so that's basically all I could do. Either that or probably do it for Kudo.
Sorry, what was that?
To fire at that window. Because the people that are still within the building, right, that are firing on us are still up there?
Yes, they're still up there, but they're taking heavy covering fire from Duster's men that are with you.
Okay, so I'll basically shout out to Kuro to quickly fire it over that way and roll leadership. Try to give them a bonus if possible.
Yeah, definitely. Just command fire will work too.
Alright. 6 hits.
Alright, you're getting a +6 to your next roll, Josh.
Okay.
To shoot.
And I'm going... Okay, cool. So just tell me when it's my turn.
It's your turn, by the way.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to aim the direction he told me to aim, and I'm once again going to bring the rifle up, put my finger on the grenade launcher, aim for the window, and fire. And that's +6. Jesus Christ.
Yep. You grenade launchering again?
Yeah.
Cool.
That's 10 hits.
Too bad actually you don't get extra damage on grenades, but I mean you hit very accurately. As it flies neatly through the window, another explosion as an abrupt stop of all the shouting inside of that building. After that point, the men stop their firing and it seems you guys are in the clear. But most people on Melanie's truck are right now heavily wounded, and Melanie herself is dead.
If he'll let me get out of my way, I'll rush over toward Melanie.
Yeah. She's been shot multiple times across the side where she was sitting, and one straight there. Whoa. Straight for the head.
I'll say, damn it, under my breath. I'll grab the backpack she was wearing, put it next to my rucksack.
Yep. At this point, as you kind of go away, the other man, Duster's men, are like telling you to get in. We need to leave.
I run quickly toward them because, try to be as polite and try to play up the act as much as possible.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, at this point, the second car is gone now. It's only the first and the third, so we'll call it first and the second. And you guys begin driving away immediately. They want to get the fuck out of there quickly. I'm assuming you guys are okay with that, or do you want to stop the car?
It's fine with me. We want to get out of there. We just had a fight here. Do I know the location where the deck came from?
Not really, no. Because it was basically, to be honest, you don't actually really know where icons are. You can scan them and feel that there are pings in the nearby 100-meter radius. You don't necessarily know where they are.
Okay.
In the physical space. You know where they are in the matrix space, which is a little bit different. So you don't actually know where it was, but you're assuming it doesn't really matter right now. Well, he might have been in that room, who knows?
Yeah, and I fired his deck.
Yeah, you fucked that shit. The pilot itself, he probably would have actually left you guys as soon as you could speak with the men. He would have left. So he is fine, Chepe. Okay, sweet. So you guys leave. At this point, you guys are driving very, very, very quickly, and you have 100% left the town, and you are driving as fast as possible. At this point, you can hear the radio go off, and your Langosofts ping. This is only for the people in the first car, so Chepe and the Catman. What's Catman's name? I keep on forgetting.
Kuro,
sorry. It sounds like there's attack at Ruster's place. You got, and they're basically calling in for backup. They're being attacked. by mages even. There's magic burning.
I sit back and let the speaker deal with it.
All right.
Quickly, I must get to my relative, I told the men.
All right. So you guys drive off quickly. I mean, you drive for a while, maybe about half an hour, and then from the backpack, Chepe, you start to hear the sounds of a jingle and heavy vibrating.
I try to ignore it and try to wrap a cloth around it. I try to stick it in my rucksack if I can.
Well, this is her backpack, by the way. Melody's backpack.
Yeah. So the whole safe is probably super heavy at this point, right? It's a...
Well, actually, it's a small lockbox type safe thing. It's rather weird. It's like probably about this big. It's fairly heavy for what it is. But do you actually check inside to see where that vibrating is coming from?
I don't really want to do it in front of the men, so I'm going to just try to stick it under my rucksack next to me in the front and see if I can dampen the noise and the vibration. Try to keep it close to my body so other people can't feel it.
Yeah, sure. The vibration continues. It stops, and then after about a minute, it calls up again. And this happens for another time. Do you pick it up?
Sure.
All right. So you pick it up, and immediately a calm voice of a man seems to be of maybe Middle Eastern ethnicity. A very calm voice. So, I'm hoping that you're a runner on the mission that I've hired. Also, this phone, it's a phone, by the way, and it's like a big satellite phone, if you can say that.
Okay, so it's a satellite phone within, on the box itself?
Yeah, it's in the... Well, the thing is, it's in the bag. You actually never checked the bag, by the way. The box was in the bag, but you guys never checked what else was in there. Boom, there's the satellite phone.
You are correct in that. And I speak it in English to make sure that the men can understand.
Yeah. You know, they give you some looks, but they don't really care. As you guys are driving through the jungle on a beaten off road. It says, yes, I got a ping from a biomonitor that it went down. Now, you're working directly for me now that she's out. All I want you to do is make sure that that parcel gets there, you get the money. Simple as that. Alright? Make sure that happens. And if you do, I'll make sure that you get a lot more work from me.
Sounds good. We do have a ride out of here, right?
Yes. I can organize a ride. You'll have to get back to the airport, though. It's difficult to get a helicopter out there. Though, if need be, I can organize it, but it won't be exactly quick.
This may not be possible, and may or may not actually go inside. The voice, he's been trying to fine-tune his voice to the accent this entire time. This may not be possible, but if you can let your employer know that I've convinced your customer know that I have convinced them that I am his relative, then this should go much faster. Or his men.
Mm-hmm. Are you going to say anything about the imminent the attack at Duster's place at the moment that you guys know about?
Sure.
This is what? The mist. Do you explain that there sounded like there were mages there as well?
Yes.
Yeah, he seems a lot more fucking like, oh fuck. He's like, okay. Yeah.
Please let your customer know that his relative, and I make sure to try to add a sarcastic tone to it, again in English, is there. And then it should be much easier to get in and get out and get your money.
Right now I'm going to have to change the mission a bit. If they're being attacked, you're going to have to help them. Hopefully, I assume that is fun.
We are able to do this after the delivery, right?
Whether or not you can get to the delivery, his place is being attacked, you're going to have to take them out first.
Fine. She just like he just whisper like whimpers. Fine.
All right. Now, seeing as the validity of the situation has increased, I'm going to make sure that you're going to have some air support. A pick-up, drop-off helicopter will be heading towards your location. It'll be there in about an hour or so. All right? They'll be waiting for you. They'll pick you up from the mansion. Got that?
Gotcha.
Mission completed.
Anything else I need to know or do?
He said mission completed or not completed. I understand if the warlord dies, you cannot complete it. You'll still be paid for your time.
In the event the warlord dies, do you wish us to retrieve the object back?
Yes.
If it's in his hands currently.
100%.
Understood.
All right.
On the comstatter and like comlink and speak in English to Kuro and to our hacker and relay the information.
Yep. All right. So the men, Duster's men that are trying to contact the mansion as you guys are driving there, you're probably 15 minutes out at this point, just basically asking if everything is okay. Pretty much no one is picking up. They're starting to get pretty nervous. And when you guys get about 5 minutes out, you start to see like wreckages of vehicles and stuff like that from where some firefighters were out on the outskirts on this road. At this point, you can see them losing morale pretty heavily and kind of looking at each other like, oh, fuck. Eventually, the vehicle stops when you're about 2 minutes out. And, after some talking between the men, you guys can hear it with the Languisofts. They don't want to go there anymore.
Who's the first person to decide not to go there?
One of the men in pretty much through the radio, they've been chatting through each other between the two vehicles. The first one was, say, the guy next to you. Just saying, Duster's been shit to us recently anyway. And if he's been taken out, it means that we're free.
I want to look at our face here. You want to deal with this, or you want me to too?
I think you would be more effective.
Okay, the first one that decided not to go or doesn't want to go, I'm drawing my TMP, my machine pistol, and shooting him.
All right. As soon as you shoot it, roll initiative. You get to have a free attack.
Okay, my initiative would be... Holy shit. 12, 22, 23, 24, 28 initiative.
All right, Chepe, are you going to roll into initiative, or are you just going to cower? If you cower during the entire time, then you won't be shot.
Me?
Yeah, if you cower the entire time, you won't be shot, but if you start inspiring other people, they'll probably attack you. It's up to you, man, if you want to roll in.
I'm not sure if we have much of a choice, because they'll try to detain him, and I could try threatening them with a con that's what's going to happen to them.
That'll be an intimidate if you're threatening.
You know what? I'll do it.
Yep, you're rolling in?
Yep.
Sure. Alright, well, you can make an intimidate check to scare them, so that's good. Alright, so you're first, Mr. Darby.
Well, the free attack is 7 hits.
Alright, so what's
using,
the AP and damage, man?
That's what I was going to tell you. The weapon he's using, the TMP, damage is 7p, AP is -4 because it's loaded with armor-piercing rounds.
Sounds good to me. Alright, the shot hits him pretty fucking hard, smashing in... TMP... Yeah. hitting him pretty hard, blowing apart his chest. You're pretty sure the only reason he's alive because this guy in particular was an orc. And now it's your turn.
My turn, or
Yeah, it's your turn again because you got a free attack. Oh no, that free attack would have been a surprise round. Yeah, no, that guy's dead. Jesus Christ, yeah, he doesn't get to do it. You do get another attack though on your turn. Or you can make an intimidate if you want, but I doubt you're good at it.
Okay, I'm going to immediately shift my aim to the next guy, and I'm going to give my turn, if I can, to our guy who's good at intimidating.
You can make an intimidate assist check, and I'll allow you to do it with your shooting.
I'll make my intimidation assist check, and that will be 5 hits.
All right, Chepe, you get +5.
Oh damn!
So-
Okay, here we go.
Go ahead. What are you gonna say?
It would be wise not to piss off. What was his name?
Kuro.
Just so you know, this is between two cars. So basically, the first guy gets shot. That car like screeches to a halt. The other car screeches to a halt, bumps into you guys. Then you kind of pull the gun on the driver because that's the only guy left in the car. And then it's then Chepe. This is what's kind of happening. So yeah, go on, Chepe. Sorry.
Wait, he shot the leader.
No, he did not. He has his gun on the leader. If you're aiming for the people in your car.
Yes. It would be best to take us there. We are in need. It would be wise not to piss off my relative. I'm telling him not to piss off their employer.
Yeah, sure. Roll on.
4 hits.
All right.
Plus, okay.
Even with the bonus.
Did you? Yeah, with the bonus, right? Okay. Well. All right. So
I
they're
even
still.
with the bonus, I only get 4 hits.
Yeah. So they actually still look pretty. Mainly the guy's kind of like, whoa. It was just him talking, man. But nonetheless, let's go. As he kind of looks at you a lot more fucking with some fear in his eyes of the crazy cat man.
Oh, and I do kick the the ogre or whatever's body out of the fucking jeep.
Alright. So you guys rock up to the gates, and they do indeed have very large, lavish gates. On the inside of this large mansion area, you can see that they even have like fucking hedge sculptures and stuff like this. This place looks amazing. But you can see about 12 men, all with assault rifles and various other weapons, and some people not even having a weapon, which is the scariest of all. Standing near the gates, kind of waiting for you, is a blonde elf, which is wearing like full-on, full-body armor, carrying with himself a high-tech assault rifle that you've never seen before. At his side, he has a sparkling, beautiful sword with a gem like inside where the hilt should be. The sword itself has an architecture that you've never seen before as you guys kind of ride up to the gates. All the weapons are trained on you at this point.
Tell the men to stop and to take cover behind the vehicle and take aim.
Is there a mounted weapon on this jeep?
Yeah, sure.
Like a 50 cal or something?
Yep. At this point, the man speaks, "I would not bring out your weapons. I have 5 mages trained with a fireball at the ready. Now, after I've dealt with a mage before, I would not see that as wise," screams the elf, out across about 50 meters. "Drop the artifact, put it in front of you, and turn around. I'll give you that mercy. If you continue, you will die." "We have taken the compound. Duster is dead."
I see. I don't think I'll be able to sneakily contact him over the comm link then.
You want to contact Duster?
No, I don't want to contact Dustin. I want to contact Kudo. Like, since we're still 50 meters away, and because he has to yell in
you
order
can
to
message
contact.
him easily if you've got. Yeah. You could do that quickly.
I want to message Kudo, tell him, and I'll try to use leadership for it, to take aim as soon as the elf comes forward to attack him. or use a grenade launcher on the mages, whichever he feels is necessary or more tactically apt. I trust his decision. And then I will pour out a lot of my drugs from my rucksack and put it in the backpack of Melanie. And then I will...
if you're moving, he screams, "Do not move!" Chuck the backpack.
I'll yell back, "How am I supposed to bring what I need?"
Chuck the backpack.
I chuck my rucksack.
Yeah.
Instead of the backpack.
He says, "Chuck the backpack. I'm a mage, you fuckwit." I know where it is. I can see it. Magic, my friends.
Magic, my friends.
I'm nilled down in the back of the Jeep with one hand. I've been like this the entire time. One hand on my Ares, my assault rifle. And the muscles in my legs are just tensing as I'm watching this situation happen. My whiskers are twitching.
I want to make a con check.
Sure, what are you going to
It'll probably be the hardest con ever. It's like, I will yell at him, "Your senses must be a bit off, fuckwit, because you got the wrong bag." Apparently, you can only tell that it's near, but you can't tell what bag it's in. Pointing at my rucksack. The hardest con of my life. Here we go. If it even is possible.
When evidence says otherwise.
Where are the mages, if I may ask? Are they spread out? Are they anywhere near the trucks?
Basically, you guys are about 50 meters from the gate. Behind the gate, because it's steel bus kind of thing, you can see an assortment of about 12 people, all set up behind various different vehicles. But I mean, you could probably get a good 5, 6, maybe even 8 of them with a grenade.
And that's if I put one right into a vehicle to maximize the explosion.
Or, well, not just a vehicle, just the most area of people. Like, you can, because you've got enough time, you can sight which you'd think would be the best place. Alright, so, Karens, you guys have rocked up to Ruster's place, and at the ready was a group of 12 people, seemingly from the Mystic Knights. A man standing in the center with an assault rifle and heavy combat armor. A elf with blonde hair, very short. He's been shouting at you guys, basically, to give him the artifact. He will give you your guys' lives.
Any cars available for takeover?
Yeah, there's a few vehicles in the proximity.
No,
He has also told you that there are 5 mages at the ready with fireballs on your position as well.
And how's everyone else reacting to this?
I've been trying to wait to see if I could direct fire with the men to aim for the mages, or whichever to use leadership to direct Josh to help his grenade launch, whichever. And then right now I'm making a con to see if they'll go after the rucksack instead of the actual backpack with the artifact in it to draw out the leader.
What'd you get for your con? Oh, you got 8. Sorry, did you get 8?
No, actually, I haven't. I haven't rolled it yet. You didn't tell me to roll it, so I was waiting.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to roll it, to be honest.
Oh, sorry. 5 hits.
Could I
5?
hack it? Sorry.
Yeah.
He just laughs and says, "My mercy is waning."
Can I hack any of the vehicles?
Yeah, if you want to start doing that.
Yeah, no, just try. First, actually, is there a decker of any sorts in the area aside from myself?
Make a matrix perception check.
Yeah.
5, 4, 3.
Fine, and
Okay.
I go to reach for the backpack. And then I quickly tell the men, "Aim for the mages," and I make a leadership roll.
In response,
I can.
5 fireballs instantly fly towards your area. You guys are instantly incinerated in a conflagration beyond your mind. You guys probably release the grenade in response, but you have no idea if it ever hits home. Your characters are incinerated. Dead.
Shit, I'm insanely fast. I can't run away.
The thing is they were basically at the ready. You guys do anything that was going to be initiating combat, they were going to kill you. You probably shot that grenade in response when they did theirs, but you don't know if it ever succeeded. You died. 5 fireballs you're not going to live from, I'm sorry. Alright,
Burn
and
an
that's our
edge.
first TPK, and that's the Mystic Knights.
Burn an edge.
Nah, I'm not allowing people to burn edge, because you'd be killed afterwards anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got 5 edge.
They can kill you anyway afterwards. They just decapitate you when you're down, when you're unconscious. If you want to burn edge, go ahead, but you die anyway.
Oh boy.
So, that's our first TPK, and sometimes when the DM really goes, guys, seriously, give up. Sometimes you should do it. But yeah, that's the Mystic Knights and the introduction of Welcome to Lagos. The next session will be a continuation of this, where the runners will be actually trying to infiltrate the Mystic Knights' new hangout at Duster's mansion. All right. Thanks for watching.